Hi, this is Mr. Royks again, and this is the second video for practicing your sig figs with multiplication and division. So I have a series of questions written down here, and we're going to go through each of these and answer them. Again, what I mentioned in class is with these videos, if you would take a moment and maybe pause it at this point and try to do each of these problems on your own, and then you can play back through and while I go through the problem and just confirm that you got it right, and if you didn't get it right, hopefully you'll figure out why you may not have answered it correctly. So let's look at the first one. We have 22.0 times 13.406. If we were to do that in our calculator, we should come up with an answer of 1.6410, on and on and on. But more importantly, what we want to do is we want to look at how many sig figs each of these have. So we have 3 here, we have 5 here, so that means that we need to be rounded to 3 significant figures. That would give us an answer of 1.64. So that's the first one. Second problem, we have 6.2. and then it's exponential. So in my calculator, I'm going to hit the second function, and then I'm going to hit, I'm going to hit the double E, which is this right here, and you're not seeing that. I'm sorry, I'll write it there. And then it's to the negative fourth, and I'll show you later on how to do this in your own calculator. And then multiplied by 1.5. Again, we're going to hit that second function E. You're looking for that double E button or the capital E button on your own calculator, and that's going to be to the negative eighth. And when we multiply those together, we get 9.3 e to the negative 12th. Well, in this case, we have 2 significant figures. We have 2 here. So our answer, and it came out in the calculator that way, 9.3 e to the negative 12th. So that's the answer to that one. Next one, we have 108.02 times 1.6, and that's going to be e to the negative eighth. And we answer that, and we get an answer of 1.72832 e to the sixth. So if we look back up here, this has 5 significant figures. This only has 2 significant figures, so this is what we're going to be rounding to, 2 significant figures. If we round this to 2 significant figures, we end up with 1.7 e to the negative 6. So that's multiplication. Now let's do some division. So here's the division problem. We have 16.020 divided by 3,220. And so we have 16,000, not 16,000, 16.020. Divided that by this value here. And if we did that properly, we get an answer 0.004975, etc., etc. Let's go up here. How many significant figures? We have 5 in this first one. Over here, notice there's no decimal place, so that's only 3. So our answer is only going to be 3 significant figures. So you could write it as 0.00498. I probably would more likely take this and put it into scientific notation and write this as 4.98 e to the negative third. That's how I'd probably go about doing that one. We got some more exponents now. We got 8.9 divided by 1.325. And we have the exponent to the negative 12th. And again, this one's going to give it to us in scientific notation, but we still need the correct number of significant figures. First one has 2. Second one has 4. So we're going to go with the 2, and we're going to round this answer to 6.7 e to the 12th. Okay, and then we have the last problem here. We have 812 divided by 1.002 e to the 26th. And when we do that, we end up with, this is our answer, 8.1037, etc., e to the negative 24th. So let's go back and see how many sig figs each of our answers has. This first answer has 3 significant figures. This one has 4 significant figures, so we want to go with the 3. And if we do that correctly, let's see, 3 significant figures will be 8.10 e to the negative 24th. Now remember a couple things with this. First thing, sorry, that's e to the 24th. First thing is e can replace times 10 to the power of. Okay, so I could write this as 10 to the power of negative 24. And the other thing is, in this case, we need to make sure that we do include this 0, because the 0 is a significant number. Okay, so we can't drop this 0, so it has to be 8.10. That's what gets us to our 3 significant figures. Alright, hopefully that cleared things up for you a little bit, and if not, please make sure you touch base with me in class.